me on this video. Today, I've got some very cool stuff for us to work on today. So we've got the 3D rotating text effect. Now I made this effect in my editing reel that I have posted on my channel. So if you'd like to check that out, I will leave a link to it right here. So this effect is relatively easy. So if you are not very familiar with After Effects, I will run you through all of the tools that you will need to use whenever you open After Effects. Alright, so let's jump right into it. First thing we're going to do, everyone, is we're going to go to After Effects right here. And with this screen, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just press New Composition right here. We're just going to name this 3D Text. That's at least what I'm going to name this. So let's at least make the duration of it, 10 seconds is good. It's good. And then the background color is going to say black. Everything else, let's leave it the way it is. 1920 by 1080p. Alright, so yep, we're going to leave it where it's at, right there. So the next step is going to be to put in a picture that has a transparent background. You don't necessarily have to do this, but this is just going to be for purposes of showing you the effect of the text going around the object. Alright, so where we're going to go to grab that image is going to be to our Finders folder right here. We're going to go to Desktop, and I have just this image right here that I'm going to just drag right here into the project panel. And then once that's in the project panel, you're not going to see anything pop up on the composition right here. But once you drag this photo down to the timeline, it's going to pop up something on your screen. So there you go. You have your transparent Apple logo right here. This is just what I'm going to use as an example for this. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to add some text to this. So in order to add text, we're going to just go up here to the T symbol right up top right here. We're just going to press that. And then just for this example, I'm going to just click right here and release. And you're going to see at the bottom here that this text layer in the brackets is right above the Apple PNG now. So with this, now what we can do is we can type in here. So what I want to type is, this is my 3D text. Alright, cool. So now, just so we don't type anymore on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and just press the selection tool right here. And we're just going to drag this right here. And click down here. And you can see that the text is right above the Apple logo. So what we're going to do next is I'm just going to customize this text to be something a little bit more personal, something more, I guess, edgy, so that whenever it goes around this, it looks a little bit more cool. It matches my vibe. So I'm just going to click on that, double click while on the selection tool. And what we're going to do is you're going to see this characters window right here. Now, if you do not see this character window, you can go up to window right here, and you should see character right here. If there is no check mark there, go ahead and click it, and once the check mark shows, it should show up right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click one of these fonts at the top here. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on the Sheer 15A. This one should automatically be in the Adobe After Effects fonts folder, but if it's not, you can also go ahead and download that from dafont.com, and that should be able to give you it as well. Alright, so we got the font figured out. What you can do is you can also customize the size of this as well. So you can select all of that and make it bigger. Move it if you want to by pressing the selection tool, and we can move it right here. Go ahead and experiment with this. It doesn't have to be at exactly 84 pixels. It can be at whatever you want it to be. But I'm gonna leave it where it's at right now because I think that looks pretty good. And another thing too, guys, is if the text looks a little squished, what you can do is you can press these boxes right here, and this is gonna like just stretch it out like that, or you can make it like this, or like this. It's completely up to you, but you can do some interesting things with just these little boxes. So I just thought I'd point that out to you. Next thing is going to be adding some effects. So like I said for the characters panel, if you do not see the effects and presets panel right here, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to window and just scroll down to where it says effects and presets right here. And if there is no check mark, go ahead and click it. There should be a check mark after that. Once that is done, go ahead and click off of it. And what we're going to search for next is going to be for CC cylinder. So we're just going to go CC cylinder, and it is right here underneath perspective. And what you can do is you can either drag it on like this, or I'm gonna just go ahead and press Command Z, that's gonna be to undo it, or you can drag it right here as well. You can just drag it onto the text itself. For me, I want it to be going around the Apple logo just a little bit wider than it is right now. If I was to press this, you're not going to see it spinning as well. So it's not doing any sort of motion graphics or animations at all right now, but we aren't finished with it. So the next thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna go to the radius section right here. And this is going to be under the effect controls panel. So once you added that CC cylinder panel, you should automatically have this pop up right here. And if it did not pop up right there, you can also go to the Windows panel and you should see down here, it should say effect controls, and then whatever text you typed, it should be right here. If there's no check mark, click it, should pop up. We're going to go to radius right now. We're going to click on this. And right now it's sitting at the 100 mark. So what we're gonna wanna do is, you can experiment with this yourself. You can see what you like best. But for me, I'm gonna just bring it to, I think that's too much. So I'm gonna do it about right there. You can kind of see that the quality of the footage is blurry. Down here, there's a red, blue, and green circle, and next to it says quarter. So this is going to be quality of the footage. So right now it's at a quarter of the quality. So instead you could go ahead and press full, and it should bring the quality to a more HD type of format. The only reason I put it at quarter is because it makes it so whenever I press play on the timeline that it moves faster instead of lagging. Alright, what I'm gonna do at least is I'm going to just mess with this. I'm gonna see what it looks like right here, just see what I like most with this. So the next step is going to be making this animation actually move. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and press rotation right here. And we're gonna make sure that this is at whatever point you want the animation to start. If you want it to start at 2 seconds, you can click it right here, and then once it reaches the 2-second mark, it will start proceeding with the animation, or you can just leave it at the beginning. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave it at the beginning. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the rotation Y right here, and this is where the rotation of the text is gonna start happening. We're gonna press this stopwatch right here to start a keyframe. And we can press this arrow right here, effects, CC cylinder, and you're gonna see actually that the keyframe is right there. So this little circle right here is the keyframe. And now what we want to do is we're gonna bring this line all the way to the end of the video. And we're just gonna rotate this 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna say 3 times. If I play it, you're gonna also see that it's spinning as well. I think that this is a little too fast. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just slow it down a little bit. Instead of leaving it at 3, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down to 2 because I don't want it to be too fast for the default setting of this. So I'm gonna just bring it down to about here. And then if we want it to go faster, we can always adjust that. So let's go ahead and play this. All right, that's actually a pretty good speed. Let's just say that you did want to adjust this and make it faster. What you can do is you can move this keyframe right here, and I'm gonna show you how you get to that. So before it was a circle right here. If you want the keyframes to show and if you want to adjust them, you're gonna want them to be diamond shaped. Once they're diamond shaped, that's when you know that you can adjust them and move them however you want them to. So to do that, since we're messing with rotation, we're gonna drop down the rotation mark right here. And we're gonna pull this last keyframe back. And once we do that, you're gonna notice that it's a lot faster. Maybe not a lot faster, but you can see that there is some more speed to it. Let's say I wanna add it to like right here. Now you can really see that it's very, very, very fast. But I like the speed where it was at, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back to right here. And just let that play again real quick. All right, cool. Next up is gonna be to make this text go directly behind this apple. I know that it looks like it is completely behind it right now, but we're gonna make it look even better than what it does right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this text. So let's go ahead and click on whatever you named that text before. We're gonna click on that and we're gonna press Command D for duplicate, or Control D if you are on a Windows. You can see that it did duplicate. So what's gonna happen next is I'm just gonna go ahead and with the one that says this is my 3D text number 2, is I'm gonna drag this beneath the Apple PNG photo. And you can also rename this as well. It doesn't have to be this is my 3D text number 2. If you want to make it something that stands out more, you could just press enter whenever you click on it and just type whatever you want it to. So duplicate, we're just gonna do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to the original text right here and we're just gonna click on it. And just to make things a little bit easier on our eyes, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off my screen right here. I just feel like it's a lot. Below that is going to be a section that says render. What we're going to do is we're gonna change it from full to outside. But let's go ahead and play it and just see what it looks like. And you can see that the text is going around the subject. It looks so good. And also just feel free to mess around with like the text, mess with the color. You could also make it like a neon green. You could do whatever you wanted with this, but if you wanted to make it like a hologram, what you could do instead with the text is you could just turn the opacity down a little bit. And what you can do with that is you can go down to transform and go down to opacity. So you can make it just like dimmer and it's gonna make it more see-through. But honestly, if you wanted this, you could just go back to the original way before. Instead of pressing outside, you could just do full instead, and that would also give a hologram look as well. So congratulations, guys. I'm so proud of you if you did this. I'm very proud of you. Honestly, dude, like this looks professional. You could add it around any building that you have. If you did enjoy watching this, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because I'm going to be posting more videos like this in After Effects and Premiere Pro every single week, so you don't want to miss any of those. That's going to be it, everyone. I really hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I will see everyone next time. Thank you so much. Bye.